Hello, flower, and welcome back to the Human Flower Podcast. My name is Jaylyn, and I am your host, your guide. In this podcast, we explore cyclical living, womb wisdom, feminine energy and emotions, dream medicine, and so much more. So I'm really excited that you're here because it's time to receive a little reading from my upcoming book all about the menstrual cycle. It's actually a very deep dive into the energetics of the menstrual cycle and the 4 main phases that I kind of break down into 16 different phases. So 16 different shifts in our energy field, 16 different shifts in our state of mind and awareness, and of course our body feels and lives these shifts through the cycle as well. So today I'm reading to you the introduction to the second phase of the cycle, roughly days 7 to days 14, and this is the follicular phase, and what I lovingly call the sprouting phase, and what they really, I think, accurately call in Red School the inner springtime. So the key words for this phase of the cycle are root and grow. Our main energy centers that are affected by this phase are our root, or our first center, our womb, and our solar plexus. Some rituals that I would recommend for this phase are stretching, listening, engaging, learning. So this is a really interesting phase of the cycle. It's just following the bleed time, just following menstruation. And if you remember from the menstruation episode, that is what I lovingly call the seeding phase. So it's the very beginning, and now we're making our way into the second phase where we start to grow our roots and sprout up and out into the world. I've personally overcome a lot of challenges through this phase of my cycle. They say that the cycle mirrors our life cycle. So the sprouting phase, or this follicular phase, mirrors our childhood experience. And so what often happens is during this phase, our inner child that has never gone away, she comes out to play again. And that can be a really sweet and fun experience. But for any of us who have some rockiness or some rocky history from our childhood, or traumas, or anything like that, then those can potentially arise during the sprouting phase. So it's really worth bringing our attention to how the cycle maps over our overall life cycle to heal, to better understand why we are how we are, to better understand who we are and what has made us who we are, and to know how to take really, really good care of ourselves through all of the phases. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to read directly from the introductory chapter on the sprouting phase. So maybe brew yourself a tea, get cozy and comfortable, and listen in. In Sprout, we plant the energies of our seeding phase and play with what might become of them, of us, during this new cycle. It is a time of intention, resurgence, and self-championing. This phase of the cycle is symbolized by the sprout in the plant life cycle. Powerful surges of vital energy first root us down into ourselves. the sprout's foundation, before rising and reaching upwards in expansion. The cervical portal, or cervix, closes in this phase, which springboards our energy in an upward flowing river that remains contained within the body as it rises from root, womb to heart. The first stage of the sprout phase is the rooting. Our energetic root, or first energy center, comes fully online to ground our energy into a new cycle. The second phase, the sprout, is when our energy begins to really rise and reach upwards from our root through our energy centers, uplifting our sense of self and awakening different aspects of our personality with fresh energy. And the final phase, the green leaves, is when we'll start to see evidence of the intentions that we've set beginning to manifest as we grow more fully into who we are becoming this cycle. The sprout stage is all about your relationship with yourself and your self-esteem. You are grounding and growing into your newly formed self and a new cycle. Sprout is a recurring opportunity to practice being a beginner, being and embodying a tender and sometimes shaky beginning that is also full of potential. This youthful energy is patterned in the fabric of our being. There is an important place for this energy in the cyclical patterning of life. The energy of the sprouting phase holds its own special medicine and the essential ingredient for any beginning: openness. During the sprouting phase, you are also strengthening your physical body, redefining your roles and skills, and experimenting with new and fresh energies. Your quality of confidence, self-esteem, and openness will be revealed to you. Noticing how capable and willing you are to show up for yourself, especially through life's challenges, awakens our inner teacher, who enhances and refines us along the evolutionary path of growth and pursuit that defines the first half of the cycle. The ability to show up regularly for self-care, your passion pursuits, and your deeper purpose is directly related to your self-confidence and self-esteem. Your task is to honor your unique needs and desires without getting pulled into the energies of others in this very impressionable stage. Keep in mind that perfectionism is a killjoy and will really take the wind out of your sails if you allow it. A light heart and a bit of humor will take you so much farther. Supporting your nervous system and adrenal glands are key self-care tips for this phase of resurgence. Some find the sprout stage to be a time for taking action and challenging oneself, while others require slowness and plenty of space to simply sense and feel into all of the stimuli the world has to offer. There is no right or wrong way to experience any phase. There is only your way, or the way that is best for you in the cycle that you are in, taking into account your life circumstances, intentions, and countless other variables. Give yourself full permission to be self-serving in this phase. In sprout phase especially, a healthy selfishness that is grounded in your intention to remain close to your authentic essence is a real key for unlocking some of the powers of this phase. In a highly sensitive phase like this one, it is all too easy to get swept up in the whims and momentum of others. But this phase is for feeling and feeding your unique momentum, as guided by the experience of being with your essence and receiving your inner guidance in seed. So, even while others may be present in your environment, let your playful and open heart set the tone for your days and activities. Like a child, you can unashamedly claim space for your evolving needs and desires, asking the world to show up for you too. We may require some extra support as our sprouting selves. Perhaps you'll start a new, nourishing routine to start your day, like breathing and meditation. Maybe you'll reach out to a mentor for some guidance and inspiration on your path. Or you might feel called to take some time away from the seriousness and busyness of life and explore new terrain. No matter what calls to you, trust and honor it, and know that it is time to remember and ground down into your inherent worthiness. You belong on this earth. Your needs and desires do matter. They are perhaps the most important seeds we can sow in our lifetime, for they are the cosmic and earthly womb's way of birthing and manifesting energies through us. We are called to remember just how capable we really are, and our birthright to be playfully creative and both tender and resilient. In Sprout, testosterone peaks in our system, and the nourishing energies of the womb space begin flowing upwards in abundance, a wellspring of creative juices that feed our very bones and nourishes and enlivens the heart as it prepares to open in the phase to come. This uprising of energy can be very intense, especially if we do not take the time to first ground down. But it is this intensity that helps our sprout self become robust and strong. It is our task to honor ourselves deeply in Sprout so that our willingness to be seen and to act in the world may grow and blossom out of a steady self-love and groundedness. Maintaining our boundaries with others in the world will protect our sense of lightness and innocence. These qualities will build the foundation for the true open-heartedness we'll experience in the following phase. So lovely. How does that land in your system? How does it feel to hear these words? Reflecting on your own experience of this phase. Maybe you're there right now and gaining some inspiration for how you might treat yourself and tend to yourself through this really fun but also tender phase in the cycle. What I love the most about this introduction is the emphasis on being a beginner and how important it is for us to practice, to allow ourselves to embody the energy of being a shaky beginner at something. This is how we ultimately grow and evolve as humans, is through trying new things, experimenting with new energies, and feeling into different sides of ourselves to see what really speaks to us and how we want to focus our time and attention. So I encourage you, whether you're here in this phase now or on your way, I encourage you to have fun, give yourself plenty of space, keep those boundaries firm, and say yes to yourself, your passion, your desire, your needs. I am here for you as a mentor and a guide through your cycle process. If you ever have any questions, feel free to just send me an email at jaylyn@innerswim.com. I'll put my email in the description. Send me your emails. Check out my website, innerswim.com. I'll also link that in the description. And if you ever want to work one-on-one to do a deeper dive into your personal cyclical process, I would love to work with you. And you can apply to work through a one-on-one mentorship where you really get to know your cycle via my website. So I have no idea when this book is going to be released. It's been definitely guiding me along the way. So I've surrendered any timelines and really rigid plans, but I do hope that this book will come out in its fullness by 2023. So until then, we'll just continue to explore the cycle together. And I would love to hear any of your personal insights from your experience of the cycle. So keep in mind that what I read here and speak here from this book is just creative guidance, right? There's no rigid rules. There's no way that we should be experiencing our cycle. It's uniquely personal to each of us. And so I'd love to hear about your experience, and most likely it will inspire how I write this book, just like the women I've worked with already have inspired some of the information and insights that we read about today. So, all of that to say, thank you for listening, and I want to leave you with an affirmation for the sprouting phase. So feel free to repeat this affirmation now to yourself, or write it down and repeat it when you're there. I bless the sprout phase. I bless my growing self. I bless my growing self. With so much love and respect, I thank you for joining me on this little journey through the sprout phase, and I wish you a beautiful sprout phase, a beautiful cycle, happy cycling, and I don't mean spin class, happy inner cycling, lots of love. Again, my name is Jaylyn, and I'll see you next time.